Hey, everybody. Welcome on back to World of Aeternis. We're going to be doing a lot of building today. This is probably going to be one of the biggest episodes I've recorded so far, and definitely the biggest thing I've ever built in Minecraft. So we're currently on the nether roof because I needed blocks for this build. In fact, I needed over 137,000 blackstone, and so I built this. This is my gold to piglin farm. It's kind of a combination of a few different farms I found online, like the piglin bartering system right here, and the gold dispensation and crafting system is all one farm, and then the actual gold farms are a different farm. So I'll link both of those down in the comments below. But I need a ton of blackstone, so every single one of these chests is blackstone. I have basically been AFK here, probably for like 4 or 5 days straight now, just waiting for blackstone. The basics of it are got item filtration systems here. This is solely filtering out blackstone, so I haven't collected any other items from these piglins. We got some like slime block launchers to push the items past, burn up anything we're not using. This is all on a clock that dispenses gold down amongst these leaves down here, and dispenses in like every, I'd say, 6 seconds. Up here we have a crafting system, so gold funnels into here and gets crafted into gold ingots, of course, and that goes down to the piglins. And then we have another item filtration system, exactly like the one down there, just up here. It's hooked up to the exact same clock with this redstone tower over there. And we have a ton of dispensers that just drop all the items out from these 4 gold farms. And then this is just set to gold, so I don't get any of the rotten flesh. Yeah, so basically I just turn this on. It makes a lot of noise. And then I go over here, turn that on. Launches the items, rotten flesh burns up, all the gold went in. And down here, these guys will get some gold. They're going to do some bartering. Drop the items. All right. Cycle was missed, but here we go. Drops the items. Those get pushed. Any blackstone gets picked up. And yeah. Up here is where I AFK. By the way, I do have a data pack on that has increased my world height, so it gets a little funky up here, is what I learned. Because it's raining in the nether. I don't know. But this is essentially world height in the nether, and then this goes up a little bit beyond it. You'll see why I have the increased world height. I will explain why, because I miscalculated some things with the build. This is a basalt farm I made. I need a lot of basalt. And yeah, so these platforms I'm getting diminishing returns from this. Basically, I built one, and it was producing about 2 gold ingots every 6 seconds. And I had 8 piglins in there, so I was like, oh, I'll build 4. Building 4 did not actually get me up to 8 gold ingots every 6 seconds. It got me to about 4. So I think what's happening is I'm just reaching the mob cap. So the only mobs that are spawning are piglins, but it's hitting a limit to how many mobs can be in the world. So it is what it is. I probably had AFK longer than I should have, but yeah, it worked out. So in addition to the tons and tons of blackstone that I need for this build, I need around 60,000 blocks of mud. And to do that, I've been digging dirt. Now, I did a quick experiment. First, I tested how much dirt I could get in around 10 minutes. And I dug this amount, just using efficiency and my shovel. Not bad. But as you can see, I've been digging a lot. So I have a new method I've been trying, and it is called explosives. And I think this is just faster, I'll be honest. I've done this with sand, and I think it works about as well with dirt. So from my testing, best results you get are when you space out the TNT around like 3 blocks. So let's start right here. So we'll go 3 blocks in and put down a TNT right here. And then we're going to go 3 and then 3. Sorry, that was 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. TNT right here. And if you just do this, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you can really clear some land. And TNT drops all the blocks. I do think it's faster. So we're just going to try, like, this is 4 pieces. That took us a minute to place down. So from those 4 pieces of TNT, I got that much dirt, right? And that took me less than a minute to place down. And obviously I can, clean up some of this extra stuff as well. So I think if you do need to dig up dirt or something, just do it this way. Grab some TNT. Hopefully you have a paper farm, a sugarcane farm, and a gunpowder. Yeah, it's just so much better. So I'm going to do this. I need around 5 more chests. I basically gathered all the dirt I had in my world and still need about 5 more chests. So I'm going to dig up some dirt. Alrighty, that is all the dirt we need. Took me about 30 minutes to get Alton shulker boxes filled up. Thank you to our this video's sponsor, TNT, for showing us the right way to dig dirt. All right, so I think it's about time I show you exactly what we're building. And before we get there, it is far from done. I mean, we're building it today. But there's 2 parts to this. Now, you may remember a few episodes ago, I started the episode just by deleting a mountain, just removed it from existence. That's because I want to build a custom mountain. And I mentioned in the lore episodes that there's this ancient city of Carthus at Mount Solus. And that's what we're going to be constructing. And so I've started a little bit of Carthus, and I'm going to put up some reference images right here so you can kind of see the inspiration. But Carthus is inspired by, like, I think, like, the Lonely Mountain and the city within it from Lord of the Rings. And I'll put images here. But really, it's a tower on the outside of this giant mountain. And then the mines and the forges and the whole city within. And so I've started a bit of the tower that you're going to see. And all these blocks we're gathering are for just the mountain. Yeah, it's going to be a lot. So let's go check it out. So this is my kind of setup area. So I have all the blocks I'm going to need laid out. I've just been collecting dirt right now because I'm going to turn all of that into mud. But if I turn around, you can see the start of the Carthan Tower. I'm going to go into free cam for this. This is going to be a giant build. This tower is going to be around, I forget the exact number. I want to say it's near 150, if not 180 blocks tall. And so it is a semicircle. So the mountain is going to be on this side. And I mean, I'm going to build this all in this episode. So you're going to see it very soon. And maybe even in the thumbnail. But the mountain's going to be on this side and then the tower sticking out of it. I've been learning a lot about building on angles and semicircles and a lot of arches and all kinds of stuff. But definitely this gray and purple theme. You might notice there is a lot of amethyst here, which, as you know in the lore now, is heaven's steel. And so Carthus city of Carthus were one of the first to discover Heaven's Steel and some of the powers that you could get from the metal. And so they are the ones with the great forge that ended up forging the fragments. So all that is going to be here at Mount Solus and Carthus. Um, when I say mountain, by the way, the mountain is probably goes out to around there and then all the way here. And then it actually goes past the world height. I built this in a super flat world and then ported it over using Lightmatica just to see how it fit in. And quickly realized that in my super flat world, the super flat world started at, I want to say like negative 60. Whereas obviously a regular world, or right here, this is around 63 blocks. So about half the mountain wasn't even fitting in the world. I thought, oh, I can rebuild it, but I did really love the height I had gotten. And so I decided, hey, I'm just going to use a data pack that increases my world height. So yeah, in terms of blocks, you can kind of see the palette here. It's going to be a gradient. For some reason, I didn't lay it out in the correct order, but it's going to go from black stone to mud to basalt to tough to stone, and then there's some amethyst ore veins inlaid in the mountain as well. It's a giant mountain. It's very big, and I'm so excited to build it. I'm probably going to be building it for about a week, and it's going to be like, I don't know, a minute of this video max, which is kind of crazy. But this is everything I need to make a mud making machine. I used to have this over at Dawnhaven, and I just kind of broke it down and I'm going to build it up over here. So yeah, I'm going to get started on making mud. I also need to gather, I think it's around 5,000 tough. And then I need to move over some stone and some amethyst. But, oh, and then all the black stone. But after I do that, we should be ready to start building. All right, so all that dirt I need to turn into mud. So I've put together a bit of a monstrosity of a machine here. If you've ever made a mud converter, I just put one up there above all the chests I will need to store the mud. I really should have built it where the mud's actually going to be stored, but you know what? This is going to be close enough to the project that I might just leave all the mud right here. This machine is... I've built machines that work better, but it's doing its job. There's a few components here. So bottom down here, this is just storage. So all the mud goes in here, right? That makes sense. Where to start? Okay, up here, this feeds in dirt. So I took all, I think it's 18 chests, 19 chests of dirt, and just stacked them on top of each other like this. That feeds into a dropper, which feeds me dirt. So I stand here. This machine right here, this detects when a block is placed. It then dispenses a water bottle from here, goes up into a hopper and loads up into this dispenser. And so that dispenser makes the dirt into mud and also lets this signal go through. Mud goes down here. This is a machine I've created which just kind of cycles shovels. Essentially, I wanted to be able to fully AFK, and so, but also I didn't want to like just drop a bunch of shovels on the ground and have them despawn. So this just like loops shovels next to me, and then when my shovel breaks, I just pick a new one up. So basically, I stand here. I kind of block myself in case there's like phantoms or something. Dirt in the offhand. Oh, I got to turn the shovel machine on. Dirt in the offhand, and then I just fill my inventory up with random junk so that I can't pick up any blocks except for dirt. Break this. Sorry, I put down a new block, or I put down a block and a dirt gets dispensed. It also gets turned into mud. So all I have to do is right click right here. I just sit here and I get mud. It's not perfect. I will say mud kind of flies out of the machine sometimes, and I think I've probably lost a couple stacks. I'm not worried about it too much. I think in the long run, I'm going to save time just by creating a machine I can AFK at, and then I might have to go replace some mud and like, you know, whatever. That is fine. But yeah, I've been been AFK in here for hours, turning all this dirt into mud. So I'm gonna keep doing that. Oh my goodness, we've done it. All of the dirt has been converted to mud. I apparently broke the machine at some point. I don't remember doing that, but you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. Yep, we got mud for days. Do not build this machine. This was terrible. Did it get the job done? Yes. Was it easy? No. I had to make so many changes, and it was such a pain. I'm gonna pack it up and hopefully never have to use it again. The monstrosity of a machine has been torn apart. I have all of the blocks moved over. I got all the black stone. I got all the mud. I'm not moving it. I'm just gonna leave it right here in this tower. Um, I got my tough. I do need to grab stone, but I got so much stone. I'll just go do that when I need it. Amethyst I have in this box right here. This one. And I got my basalt, so I think it is time to actually build. There's the basalt. I don't need all these chests. Yeah, it is. It's time to build. I'm so excited. I've been planning this build for the past 2 months, I think. It's been a while. So I can't wait to actually start putting some blocks down because it's going to be big. Yeah, I think we're about to hit montage mode. This is going to be probably a week or two of my life, and it's going to be a minute of yours. So appreciate the support, and let's get to it. It's done. I'm so excited. Oh wow. Yeah, it has been a long week. I just spent the past 12 hours building this mountain. Gotta just powered through at the end there. But yeah, I'm so happy with how this turned out. I think it's gonna look even better once I have the tower in the middle finished. But yeah, I mean this is crazy. I've never built anything this large in Minecraft. I mean, here, let's fly up to the top. I told you I extended the world height. I mean, the top of this thing is it's like 430 blocks high. Um, yeah, this was so much fun to build. I'm exhausted. It took forever. But yeah, I decided to leave this section open. I think when I have the tower in place, I'm going to figure out how the interior of the tower goes into the mountain. I know that for a fact. And so I just thought I would leave this open. I think once I build the rest of the tower, I'll probably even cut out chunks here as well. But yeah, I mean, I think it looks so good. The gradient turned out great. Really going for the effect when you see something far away or tall. It kind of gets mistier almost. It lightens, and so have that there. And then we obviously have the heavens steel tip at the top. I have a few spots on the mountain that I'm going to put other like ore deposits and veins. Something like in this kind of crater right here could have a nice little heaven steel rock sticking out. Yeah. It looks so cool just being over on the normal Minecraft terrain and seeing this it's giant mountain off in the distance. Like wow. And then also with shaders, I mean, you saw in the time lapse, but it just looks so good with the shaders on as well. Um, yeah. Oh, I'm so happy with it. um, so yeah, this is Mount Solus. I knew that like this is going to be a very, very important spot. Like what the hell? What is this? It's gonna be a very important spot in the world, and so wanted to make sure that this build was quite grand and special and felt very important. Oh, I missed. Okay, close enough. Yeah, I mean, crazy. And the tower that we're gonna build goes up to I want to say around here. Um, so yeah, the tower is also going to be a large part of this build, which hopefully I can get done probably in the next episode because I really want to get start working on the interior here. Just wanted to also show you the interior. Was a bit of a mob farm. I ended up lighting it up just so I wasn't getting blown up all the time. I'm probably gonna drain the ocean on the inside and dig this down because I do want, you know, like the Mines of Moria or the Lonely Mountain in Lord of the Rings. Do want the inside to be just as grand and deep. In terms of blocks, I did some miscalculations. Basalt, we were pretty close. I have 2 chests left. I think a lot of it is this section here would use up some of that basalt. Although, no, that's gonna be mud. I don't know how I miscalculated the basalt, to be honest. Maybe I just grabbed extra. The black stone, though, I have way too much. Basically, all of these chests are extra. Why that happened is when I imported it from Lightmatica, there was a base of black stone. Basically, oh, hello. There was a base of blackstone probably around this level. So all of this was blackstone, and then also the parts that were included here, and so definitely did not need as much as I ended up farming, but that's okay. The mud, honestly, we used most of the mud. I think we had a couple chests left, so I'm guessing most of that's from this section. Tough, use most of the tough stone. And then my amethyst stuff is over here. So yeah, definitely very useful to be able to pull up material lists and prep all this. So then I could just focus on building. I need to figure out what I'm going to do on the inside of the tower. I'll be honest, I designed the mountain and the tower a little bit separately. Or I started the tower, then I went and did the mountain. So this section here probably don't need windows looking into nothing on the inside. So probably going to actually tear down this chunk of the building and come up with what the design will look like on the inside. But yeah, that's today's episode. There I am. Really appreciate you watching and supporting. This was a crazy build. I'm so happy it's done and it's finally in my world, and I can't wait to continue expanding upon it and building out the kingdom. We'll be back at Dawnhaven as well pretty soon here, and I'll start laying out some of the plans for some of the other nations. Um, Once again, if you have any thoughts, feedback, ideas, leave them in the comments. I am very open to it. Ooh, and while it's night, let's go look at the mountain one last time, just so that we can see the glowing peak. Yeah, I like it. Then we can also check it out with shaders. Oh yeah, that's nice. Alrighty, thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.